Welcome to House Call Wednesday at the Bourbonbarkeep Lounge. If you are new to the channel, I am Curtis. House Call Wednesday is essentially just a randomly generated battle that is blind and usually makes me look like an idiot. There's enough evidence at this point on YouTube for you to find that. But anyways, we strip away some of the fanfare of bottles, put them against other bottles that are similar, whether it's cheaper, proof, age, just cuz, and see if they're any good against regular bottles, if you will. So for tonight, we got 2 pours, and we'll dive into glass A. Got my glass A here. Give it a little swirl. Man, that's like I'm gonna go maybe like a raspberry donut. Yeah, you break apart the donut that's covered in glaze, and you got that kind of raspberry preserve or jelly in there. That's nice. A little stingy on the nose, just a touch of ethanol coming through. I'm gonna go some maple in there. I don't know if I'm getting a ton of oak. It's a touch lighter in color to where, can't imagine, it's definitely not finished. When I say definitely, it usually is when I'm that certain, but I'm gonna go with most likely not finished then. And I wouldn't give this too high an age. All right, we'll dive in. Cheers. That's going to be some proof on there. Pretty stingy on the tongue, if you will. Alcohol definitely coming through. Does hang around for a nice time. The oak is a little more present on the tongue than the nose. A little simple, not really in a bad way, just not one that you need to sit with and chew on. Maybe some maple, definitely going still with the sweetness. I'm gonna go maple syrup, a touch of oak, and alcohol. Let's see what sip 2 has. Cherry is starting to come through a little bit. Man, this absolutely sticks to the glass. Like maybe it is maple syrup. Finish is nice. Like I said, it hangs around on the tongue, hangs in the back of the tongue actually a lot. Yeah, I think this is a good solid pour. Not a ton to write home about, but I'm enjoying it. It's just a little basic, but I would go with a higher proof. So I wouldn't sit there and say beginner bourbon, but a little flat, if you will. We'll see if anything else kind of comes out if we revisit. All right, so on to glass 2. Give it the same chance with a little swirl. This one is much darker. Yeesh. Man, that is very, very fragrant. That's like maybe a Bananas Foster, like that syrupy, that Bananas Foster you kind of get, I believe they make that with rum, don't they? But you do, rum kind of has that syrupy quality to it, that brown sugar, that toasted sweetness, like a creme brulee type of deal. Yeah, a lot of banana. I would maybe even go like a Laffy Taffy banana. There's one other note in there that it's like a nice savory note. It's not popping in. Anyways, who cares about the nose anyway sometimes? How's it feel? How's it taste? Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, that's nice. Maybe it's because it's in my mind, but that creme brulee where you had that kind of, you can smell that toasted sugar. It's almost like the custard follows on the tongue. You still get your cherry, your maple, very sweet. The banana follows as well. Yeah, I would, once again, you try not to guess these things. It would surprise me if this wasn't Brown-Forman at this point, just for how much banana is actually there. The proof is going to be high, which probably brought this battle kind of together. With it being a most likely high proof, the Kentucky Hug isn't horribly strong, but it is very smooth. Definitely going to be, I would think, above that 110, 115. Yeah, there's like this salty, maybe a salty caramel kind of coming through on the nose, which is really nice, especially when you have that sweet kind of bomb coming through. So on that second sip, it's just as good. That's a really nice pour. Has just a little bit more going on compared to Glass A at that point. Very viscous, well-rounded, oaky, but not overly oaked. Really enjoy it. So before we move on and get to kind of the scoring system, make sure you go down, like, subscribe. Obviously helps us kind of pop up to the top of some of your recommendations if you kind of like what you're seeing. Noah, the other person, if you will, owner of the channel, we do stuff on Fridays as well. But at least for this battle, now what I will actually do is get on, see who is actually, when it comes to price, who is in this battle and see if it changes those rankings. So to actually go through kind of some of the senses of it, Glass A, very good, very straightforward, but not in a bad way. I think I'm just gonna give it a flat 70 because it is good. It's the good stuff, but it's not really good stuff, but really enjoy it. Now, Glass B. It's definitely above A in terms of senses. We'll see what Bang for the Buck has to say for it. Man, this is a tough one. How high do I get this guy? This is really nice. I'm gonna go 88. It's really good. It has everything that you kind of want in terms of, you have the sweetness, that salted caramel starting to come through. On the tongue, you have that custard, long finish, but not burn, is very good. One of the things Noah and I kind of stress on the channel is bang for the buck. Not everybody is going to be searching for the $200 bottle that does taste really good. We also want to find the bottle that is 50, 40, 60, that tastes like just as good, better than the $200 bottle as well. So in some of our rankings, well, I guess in the rankings, not some. I don't know why we would do some. But in the rankings, we do an algorithm to where we score senses, and then we obviously weight bang for the buck in there as well. So your Russell's 10-year, that's $35, has a chance to actually compete with some of the bigger names out there, or bigger price tags, I guess I should say. So to keep this blind and to keep this fair, I use a Google Forms to where you have a drop down, and then that's actually what tells you what's in this battle. The randomizer threw out 25, so I could see what bottles, or at least the numbers of the little vials. I think that's what they're called. I hope so, because I'm going with it. The vials with the numbers on it. So Glass A is $55, which, I mean, it's pretty good. Not knowing age and proof, 55, I mean, I would pay $55 for that pretty easily, actually. Glass B is $80. which, I mean, it got a really good score, so tough to argue that as well. Glass A, $55. The bang for the buck score will be 73. Now on to Glass B. At $80, had a great score, so definitely above that 50 line for sure. 80 becoming kind of the norm. And you got your Elijah Craigs in there, you got your Larcenys, and that's in there with them for sure. I would easily pay $80 for that. So I would probably go 75. I think I would reach on the $80 bottle over the 55. I think so. My wallet hates it, but I would. All right, so by now I'm flashing the scores up. Not horribly shocking in terms of, so Glass B took both categories, even being the higher priced one. Now I'm kind of curious what they are. Glass A is $17.92 full proof at 125 proof. So that proof came through. Some of the alcohol came through as well though. That is a really good pour at $55. Yeah. I mean, knowing what else, I mean, there's a lot of average stuff out there for $50, if not more. So that's $17.92 full proof, which is oddly really hard to find, probably because it punches above its weight. And Glass B, Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Tennessee Whiskey. Looks like mine is at 129 proof. So just 4 proof difference, but the smoothness was not close. In terms of the alcohol sting, yeah, that was a really smooth pour at close to 130 proof. And that is something that I would buy again and again, even at $80. All right, so to wrap up, once again, like, subscribe. Hopefully this was informational. Me telling you to buy the more expensive bottle. Have I done that twice now? Maybe. Yeah, it really was that good. And once you kind of find something that's smooth, it's a little easier to dive into the deep end, if you will, especially when you're talking barrel proofs. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all again. The Friday releases of Bourbon Barkeep is going to be usually some of the newer stuff, and Noah does his bets and things like that. So stay tuned for those. If that $17.92 full proof is available in your area, especially at 55, if not probably 65, I would go up to. I would give that a taste, and don't shy away from that Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof, apparently. Until next time, cheers. See you all later.